Go inside the Pocket Code app, create a new project and give it some name. So we are creating a space shooter, so the first thing is create the artwork for it. We will create a background, a ship that will control, a bullet that the ship will fire, and enemy to bullets will hit. After that's done, now move to the logic part of the game. First of all, we deal with the ship. We start with giving it an appropriate size. 30% seems alright. Next is to place the ship on the screen. So for this we define two variables, ship X and ship Y. They are going to represent the X and Y coordinate of the ship. And then we place these both variables in a playset block. So as you can see, the ship is placed where we want it to and the size is what we want it to be. So next bit is to move the ship. For that we use the event when tapped. So when the ship is tapped, we set the X position of the ship to the X position of the touch and place it in a forever loop. And after that you will see that as you move the finger, the ship will move along with it. And now to make the ship fire, we go to the bullet section and create a new variable, bullet Y, which represents the Y position of the bullet, and set it 100 point above the ship's Y position. So bullet Y becomes ship Y plus 100, which will show the bullet above the ship. And next thing to do is to hide the bullet. We don't want the bullet to appear until we fire. So next thing is to make the ship fire. So this happens. So to make the ship fire, we use the event when the stage is tapped, which means when the screen is tapped. After that, first of all, we use a repeat until loop, which will move the bullet upward until it is outside the screen. And after that, it will reset the bullet to its initial position, which was 100 or 50 points above the ship. This will repeat again and again. And also to move the bullet along with the ship, we set the X position of the bullet to X position of the ship. Now it moves along the ship. Now we deal with the logic of the enemy ship. So to do that, we set its Y position to the 720, which will set it above the screen, initially invisible, and set its X position to the random -360 to +360. So next thing we do is apply a forever loop, and inside that we change its Y position to some positive value, which will make it glide down or fall down infinitely. We use another if statement which will reset the position of the ship if it falls below the screen. Okay, so if its Y position is greater than -700, it will spawn back to the initial position above 700 or above the screen. And now for the last part is collision detection. So in this case, if the bullet hits the ship, the enemy ship we are talking about, so it will reset the position of the ship or send it above the screen. And the second collision detection is when the enemy ship hits the player ship, the ship we are controlling. So in that case, we will just hide the ship, nothing else, only hide the ship. If you did all that correctly, the final game will be something like this.